Thoughts on the game?
Thoughts?
Yeah.
That was a big win. That was a big win. That was one we needed to have. The other day we talked about no big games. They're all the same. But that was a big win. So it wasn't a big game beforehand, but it was after. How about that? But no, really. And another thing about it, it was really almost the same game we just played in the other day. We get a big lead, playing great, everything's going great. Then all of a sudden the game spins a little bit. We start making some live ball turnovers. They get their head up because of their pressure and our sloppy play, whatever, both. And now all of a sudden it's, the tide has turned and they get real aggressive. They have no, when you're behind, I mean, that's what happens when a team's behind. They pin their ears back, they get really ultra aggressive, they gamble, nothing to lose, and all of a sudden you look up and it's a one-possession game, much like the other day, but this time, we fought it off. We've had some tremendous poise, confidence, pressure free throws lately. Tyson in the Temple game makes 3 to go to overtime. That's incredible. And then Ferran today knows, and he knows it's one-on-one and it's a one-possession game and it's a front end, and if you miss, you can lose. He did it twice, and it's a lot of courage, and I'm really proud of him for that. And obviously he played tremendous. Kendrick played tremendous. Emmanuel, but not just point-wise. A lot of guys just really. I was really happy with Ethan. Ethan's I think getting his confidence back, and I would have liked to have played him more as well as he was playing, but they went small, and Ferran was doing so well. Isaiah was out so much the first half, so it was just one of those deals, and they were so small. I didn't feel like we could put 3 big guys in at the same time, but I thought Ethan played very well, and that's going to be big for us.
Ferran talked about, he used the word new role right now, kind of the way, because he doesn't know exactly where he's going to be in terms of minutes. Do you feel like he's embracing that a little bit more now?
Yeah, he
than
is.
He did?
He is, and play like that, it's hard. Hard not to play a guy, But there's 2 things that go on, maybe more. You always earn your minutes, but sometimes it's not that simple. Sometimes it's matchups with the other team. Sometimes it's some of your teammates are really playing well, and everybody goes through ups and downs. Sometimes it's just matchups. Sometimes it's that maybe your talent is certainly a high enough level to get more minutes, but in terms of a lineup on the floor or whatever, so sometimes it can get a little tricky. I want everybody, earning their minutes, and I want to try to give them the minutes they earn. It's not always an exact science when you have a number of good players that can really contribute, and that makes it a real challenge sometimes.
Coach, I'm sorry if you were asked already, but on UConn, you mentioned this week how well they were playing, and you thought they might have a strong finish this season. I just wanted your take on what you saw from them tonight.
Maybe I wouldn't have said it. Certainly I would say that second half. That was the team that I've been watching lately. Just really explosive. Look how many guys are, banging threes, and Book Knight is an exceptionally talented guard. We've been watching Vitale for years. He's a guy that can get 20 on any night. Gilbert over his career has an incredible talent. I think he was he's had many great games. I know he hasn't had maybe the year this year, but we've seen his talent, and then, the other guys, Gaffney and Adams also played well nice. So a lot of really good guard play. We respect them inside. I like their team, and I thought the second half, they were the team that I was very, very worried about going into this game.
Talking about the minutes and how you're balancing the minutes, it's going to be a chess versus checkers type deal for coaches, knowing that you've got a guy like Ferran who can come off the bench, provide what he provided today. Ethan had a good game. Emmanuel, you never know what he's going to do. Just, I guess, discuss that, and just how it can be a checkers type of deal.
Well, but you know what it really I learned this, I learned it in college, honestly, and that it's really not that hard. I know for the public it is, but when you coach, there are guys that are, as the season goes along over a long period of time, there's a completely different intensity and determination and focus and grit that at times one guy is all the way there and another guy is wavering. And this is on every team. And when you coach, it's not that hard to see. It's really not. And when a guy, it's why when a guy sometimes is challenged for minutes, what do if they're made of the right things? What does a guy do when he doesn't play that much? He comes out fighting what should a guy do? What would a competitor do? He'd come out swinging, right? You got two choices. Pout and blame, right? You can pout and blame, or you can come out like angry and go, I'm not accepting this. And to me, any real competitor, any guy worth his salt, if his minutes were cut, the response to that is I'm not accepting that, so I'm going to play harder. I'm going to do more things that, exact. I'm going to do whatever I have to do to get on the court. That's what's going on in everybody's gym. I mean, it is. And it's like, why does he play? Or across the country, that's what's going on because they're human beings. They're not robots. It's not the same every night. It's not the same every week. Sometimes, I don't know if it's biorhythms. I mean, I'm not smart enough to know what causes us all to do this with our emotions and our effort, but we do. And what you want is the most number of guys that are fighting with everything they have on every single given night. But I'm not sure there's very many times when every single guy on every single team is exactly in that mindset.
Down the stretch, there were a couple of 50-50 calls definitely could have probably gone your way. You never seem to yell at the refs or get all that angry or anything. I mean, how do you kind of?
It's funny you say that because I feel like I've really.
I
feel like I did. No, it's really funny you say that because I feel like I've really been lately, and I went into this game like I'm not going there. I'm not going there. I actually have always been someone that feels like it's a big waste of time. I honestly do. Unless I feel like I'm going to intimidate them and they're so scared of me that if I yell at them, they're going to give me every call. I don't believe that. Okay, so the other side of that, I feel like I always have. I think it's, and I'm guilty sometimes of just getting emotional with it, but I think it's a waste of time if I'm yelling at them about something that happened before that they're not going to change. Then certainly my mind is not on the next play. And what we teach our guys every single day is this is a game of next play. You can't be dwelling on your mistake. You can't be dwelling on, you got to be playing the next half second. And so I'm not a believer in that. And so when I am doing that, to me, I'm failing myself. I'm going wrong. But I did. What's funny, you noticed because I went into tonight. I'm not going there. I'm not going there at all. Temple game, I got really frustrated a few times. So it's easier to get frustrated on the road, by the way. I don't know, it just is. It seems like it just is. I don't know why, but it is. But I just kind of made up my mind that I'm going to kind of stick to the way I've mostly been in my coaching career, which is basically just trying to stay out of that, just, give some input, but not get all emotional, because I think that takes your mind off of the things you should be concentrating on. But that's my opinion. Some guys would argue that a lot.
You've talked before about how every player reacts differently to coaching and criticism and encouragement and all that. And so you've had these two guys who have had their minutes reduced a little bit and trying to get larger roles now. Do you approach it the same way with Ferran and with Ethan? Are their personalities similar?
I tell them the truth. I think the truth is all that you can do as a coach. And if you tell them the truth, again, the people that have character and drive and passion are going to move in that direction. People that are kind of faking it or want it easy or just want everything handed to them, they're not going to respond to that. But I've tried to be very honest with Ferran and Ethan, and obviously they're responding. I mean, they want it. This is serious stuff for them. It's serious stuff for everybody, but it's serious stuff for everyone on the team. So it's not, and this is what I try to explain to them, that so for every guy that's happy, there's one guy unhappy. Guess what? That's the United States of America capitalism. Like, I mean, we're fighting for the crumbs, right? And I think that's what one of the great teachers of college athletics, particularly at a high level, of, hey, you got to bring it every single day. You got to bring it with all that you have, because somebody else is trying to take it away from you. UConn was trying to take it away from us tonight. I mean, if you don't bring it all, they will take it away from you and make you sad and mad. On your own team, there's competition. If it's any kind of team at all, there's competition, and you've got to bring it at the highest level and take it incredibly serious. And they are, and I'm proud of them. So I say that with a real positive. I think they've responded. Malone plays his tail off. He plays 31 minutes. So, you know, I mean, minutes are earned. You earn your minutes.
Emmanuel, I think they got it down to 4, and then he comes back at 6 straight points. Just what do you see from him in that moment, and just kind of what he's doing right now?
He's been, I'm really proud of him. You talk about a young, inexperienced, in some ways he's almost a freshman, I mean, yes, he played junior college last year. That's a big adjustment for 1 year. Grew up in Canada. I'm really proud of him. I think I think the sky's the limit with him. I really do. He's got tremendous, if you just go across the board of all the qualities, he's got a lot of them, and as he keeps gaining confidence and floor experience and recognition, but what's hidden is he's a great defender. He's a great defender, and that's where my number one love for him is he, we can put him on a lot of different guys, and he bothers them. He really does.
You said, I think, back after the Memphis game, he's the kind of guy you hate facing.
Yeah.
Why is that? What does he do?
Well, he was the guy. I had a guy he's my roommate, which made it really bad. But if you guys remember, Rolando Blackman played for the Mavericks for years. Was a great player. He was a little taller than Emmanuel. Rolando was probably 6'6", and long. And he was just spidery. He was just everywhere. He was so long and quick and bouncing. It was like, well, how do I get around you and how do I get over you? And the answer is, well, not really very well at either one. And he was the kind of guy that drives you crazy. The other best defender I ever played against was Darrell Walker. If you guys remember, Darrell Walker was, I think, an All-NBA defender. He played for Arkansas, and he played them, and he was amazing, long. And now he's the coach, I think, at UALR, Little Rock. But just the quickness, the length, the lateral quickness, and just spidery arms, and to test everything and get a deflection, those guys to me are the hardest. Long, quick guys with high energy, I guess, would be the way. And Emmanuel reminds me of those guys. He's got ways to go to be Darrell Walker, by the way, but why not? Why not one day?
You get Houston next. If you could pick a couple things that you do differently than the first meeting with them.
Don't know yet. I'll know maybe by about 1 a.m. tonight. If you want to call me, I might know by then. So
Sure.
no, don't call. Don't. I know they're as of today, they're the best team in our league. Not only on the standings, but they've earned that, in my opinion. I'm very impressed with them in a lot of ways. They are the one team that has not dropped one or two, just one that you felt like they just have played through all those. And I don't see that changing much, to be honest, when I watch them. There's a lot of teams still in the race for the championship. And so if we, if this is a big game, if we have chances of that, doesn't mean it couldn't still happen, but it is one of those games where you either close the gap or widen the gap, you and them. But having said that, I think we're going to have to play our best game. I know we will. I will have to play our best game of the year Saturday, for sure.